What the? God, I can't even take myself serious saying that. Okay, yeah. Anyway, Levy Jevy gets kind of angry in this video. Don't take it too seriously. He was kind of mad at the time, and that's okay. Everyone gets mad sometimes, but he does like the game. He does like the community. He isn't a Big Ben hater. He isn't a big endless word hater. Don't worry, Levy Jevy's here to stay. Sorry the video is 2 months late. I'm awful. Epic. Hope you enjoy. Hello, today on the thing that I'm doing where I talk to people, I'm here with Levy Jevy, an original, day one, state ed, trader,
Yes.
art contest winner,
One-time art contest winner.
and also art contest enterer every time.
Yeah, there hasn't been a single one I missed.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you've done. So, how did you get into the PCP and RFCK?
So, I think about 3 years ago, I got into watching, Digibro's videos. He was actually, one of my favorite, content creators for a while, because I really liked his sort of personal style, and you could actually, he was the first, YouTuber who felt like a real person to me. But yeah, and I actually don't remember the exact first episode of the PCP, but I don't remember exactly how I found it, but it was through Digibro. It was either because he mentioned the Devu's name in his Asterisk War Sucks video, because he said that the Devu was editing it, and maybe that led to a rabbit trail of going to the PCP, or maybe Digi just mentioned the PCP in an episode.
And then did you get super into the PCP from there, or
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Did you go to everyone's channels and?
Yeah, I it was basically a time when I became sort of obsessed with every YouTube, every person there. I watched I've seen all of at least his main channel ones, all of Devu's, a lot of Hippo's, all of Ben's videos because he only has 5. Yeah, and a lot of Endless Jess. Not Mage though. I haven't seen much of her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
She's cool.
Yeah. And then with RFCK, did you watch the videos on YouTube when they came out?
So I remember when they first came out. I didn't because when you watch the first 5 minutes, I was just this is bad. It's only when Twitter shit blew up, and apparently fucking it was was it Myth Anthropony who was describing the RFCK video, and basically the way they described it is well, it's they're just meandering and mumbling. It's really long and boring, and at one point they don't even play the game anymore. They just talk about big baby boys, and I was whoa, this sounds like the best thing ever. So I watched it, and I was it was the Frog Fractions one that I watched. I actually haven't watched. I only recently watched the what's it called again? What's the very first episode where they don't even have the visuals from it?
Nuclear Throne.
Yeah, and I haven't watched the whole of the Pokemon one and the Switch one. I'm meaning to catch up on those, but I have watched all of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Except for fucking the stupid shitty Flash game they played the entire time. I haven't watched all of that yet.
Oh, Pop Tropica.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could only get halfway through that one. Yeah. And then you were day one on the server, right?
Yes. So I got I'm pretty sure I'm day one. I'm positive I'm day one. I could be maybe just barely day 2, but I'm pretty sure I'm day 1. I just got this mysterious link on Twitter. It was RFCK Discord. I was oh, that's neat. I'll join it because I have a Discord. And it's just everybody was in voice calls screaming about each other. How the basically I didn't know what was going on at first, and then it was explained that like we're both rival gangs or something, and that there was a contest. But mainly it was just like the first like few hours, which is people screaming at each other how oh like the killers are the ultimate like conservative alt right people, or like basically just like there's no foundation for what a killer or rowdy is, so people are just saying a bunch of weird nonsense, and completely making up bullshit. This is also about the time that we had like this is basically sort of like the insult era where like gang violence channel was just people shitting on each other and like Ben, Sane, or Munchie.
And there's no endless war bot this time.
Yeah, it was just you can join a team. That was it. Yeah, and like I think I've told this a lot, but at first I was a rowdy, but then like I made I made a piece of art with Ben like about to shoot a baby, and they were like, Ben was like, that seems like a positive. That doesn't seem like it's anti. That's like propaganda against killers. So I realized that I was a killer, and then I joined the killers. And basically, I like had this mindset to where like I was basically a priest for the killers, like a priest for Ben, like proselytizing the whole time. And like my arch nemesis was like Paradise Cracks at the time, because he was the person who would most bash on like Ben Sate and the killers.
Huh. I didn't know that one, actually.
Yeah.
Cool. And then from there you went and became a state ed, right? When the game came out.
So for like the first week, there were people constantly talking. But that was going to slow down eventually. But when Endless War started, first of all, we all played it. Like, remember, were you there when, like, it was, like, the first...
I wasn't there for the first few weeks.
Oh! It was, like, the first minute the game started. And so, like, I was actually on my phone, first playing it at college, waiting to get picked up. I was on my phone, like, I killed Paradise Crocs, because it was really funny. But basically, the game was, in the first 5 minutes, just everyone in the call, and, like, stuff not working, like, it being a hilarious disaster. But, like, basically what it was is that, like, it was only the kill command and the mining command. So, basically, what would happen is that there would just be, like, 50 rowdies and, like, no killers, because all the rowdies would instantly kill the other person. I think it was actually killers who were like the big number at the time. But like it would constantly just wobble back and forth between just two extremes of big numbers, like one big team and like just a microscopically small team, because they would get killed off immediately. But that was also when like the lore, like I think it was later, I don't know, was it the other day or that day, the lore contest was announced. And, like, I was just, like, I didn't like playing the game because it was shit. And I also kind of blamed it for, because people didn't really do the same thing of shitting on each other as much. Like it was in, like, pre-Endless War. Which people call, like, Phase 1. So I kind of blamed it on Endless War, which is partially true because this is a problem that we fixed in Season 2. But basically people would just put commands on every single fucking channel. Mm-hmm. I just want to say it's a miracle the graffiti channel fixed that immediately.
Yeah,
like,
and straight away.
God. Having fucking commands on every single channel kills conversation. It destroys the community. That way they fixed that, it's great. But it wasn't really the case then. But basically, I was just being needlessly harsh on the game, blaming it for all the ill wills of Endless War. But really, I'm just an unhappy prick, unsatisfied some of the time. So, yeah, I've always been somewhat unsatisfied with Endless War throughout the entire time. And some of it justified, some of it just me being a stupid fuck. Yeah.
And then you entered the lore contest with your...
Yeah.
And that was good that you won.
Okay, so it's debatable who really started the Stay Dead movement.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one who coined hashtag Stay Dead. But literally at the same time, without me even really noticing, Lord of Ghosts came around and said, "Ooh, ghost cry, ooh," like being all spooky and like, you know, like championing dead people right as I was doing it. So it's like we kind of co-created Stay Deads, I guess. Yeah.
You and Lord of Ghosts were a team for a while.
Yeah, we were kind of buddy actually. It was sad when I eventually left the Stay Deads to do nothing, to be a fucking weirdo. I should have stayed dead way longer. That's one thing I regret. But yeah, let's talk about the contest, because during the lore contest, I came up with the idea for, the tapestry, which won the contest. But for like a week, my tablet didn't work. And so I had this brilliant idea in my head, but it almost didn't get made in time because I had to figure out how to fix my tablet. So basically the problem is that whenever I would move side to side, it was fine. But whenever I moved up and down in Photoshop, it would latch on to the scroll bar on the side and just roll around instead of drawing. And it did it every single time. And I looked for days for what the problem was. And it turned out it had to do with an update with Windows Ink.
Oh boy.
So basically, Microsoft fucked me for a week. Thankfully I figured it out. Other people encountered this problem. I was able to fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I just turned off Windows Ink on the dashboard or whatever it's called. Yeah, so history was made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when did you get into doing art before that?
Oh, okay. So that's a 6, almost 7 year thing. So actually, I have an older brother who draws a lot. You could say that's sort of the inspiration. But about 6 or 7 years ago, I wanted to get into drawing because actually I drew a lot more than people actually did when I was younger, but I didn't really realize that. But I wanted to get good at drawing, and so I was trying to look at all these like how to draw comics sort of things, but they were too complicated and they were fucking hard. Then I remembered I had a flashback to my brother saying anime is easy to draw. And so I looked up how to draw anime on YouTube. And I got a Mark Crilley video. And basically I just followed a bunch of his tutorials. And then I started drawing anime. The original plan is that I was going to learn how to draw anime to get used to drawing. Then I was going to switch to comics because anime gay. And I was like, nah, anime's pretty cool actually. So I draw anime till today, basically.
Are you still planning on getting into comics?
Drawing in a comic book art style? Because no, but making comics, in general, yes. I want to make that shit. Because that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
But, Jesus Christ, the comic book art style, most of it's just boring. It's dumb and boring. Davey, turn down that ruckus! I'm trying to do an interview!
You were talking about drawing comic books. but not in the comic book art style. It's boring.
Yes, I want to make a graphic novel someday. Problem is, I've been tuning my arts stuffs pretty good, so I'm like decent at drawing. I haven't been writing at all for the past 6 years. Fuck me. So yeah, that's probably never gonna happen.
Well,
Making a comic book.
you know,
But I
if
should
you try hard,
like,
you can do it.
well, I know that, but like every time I'm like, well, I guess I just gotta start writing now, and I never fucking do it. And ooh, I hate myself.
Understandable. It's hard to get motivated to do things.
Yes, it is, especially if you haven't done it before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, very much. Most of it does. I'm scared to like, because it's more embarrassing to write shit than to draw shit, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Like it's more embarrassing to have a bad work of like literature than to have just a shitty drawing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's really the main thing.
Season 1,
really.
hunting became a mechanic, and was that when you stopped being so like stay dead?
I know that, but I'm a dummy. I'm stupid. But I should.
Yeah,
I
you know when you take slime from people when you're dead.
Let's move on.
Okay.
Let's get out of this murky, gross, self-loathing territory. What became a mechanic?
Of
Hunting?
course.
Oh, haunting! Oh. Partly? I think
And
I
then
don't really remember, but I was like partially
joined the
responsible for
rowdies
that.
after being a stay dad?
I
and
think
then
I was
joined the
more
killers.
responsible. I was definitely responsible for the idea
Or was it the other
of
way around?
like
I think
the
I
Megaslime.
joined the killers.
I called it
They were-
anti-slime.
Oh, what it was?
I was
Okay.
like,
So I
hey,
joined
Crack,
the-
it was
Crack.
around like the
Who make it so
insult
if you haunted,
contest. You get
I joined the
anti-slime.
killers.
You just immediately implemented like 5
And,
minutes
like,
later.
I was like,
I was
oh,
really
I'm
sick.
back,
Trying to
but
play
I
the
don't
game,
remember
trying
how
to
I was
interact with the killers.
responsible for-
Then I go to like fucking Cop Kill
Yeah, I
Town,
don't remember if I was responsible.
which is dead. No one was talking. Basically, it was just lame. It actually like made me legitimately sad that like there just wasn't a lot of the energy I was expecting. So I was like, well, I'll just join the Brownies because fuck these guys. Same thing.
Because at this point, both teams had started their own servers, so they weren't using the individual chats in the server anymore.
No, I think it was actually like the off servers too. Like the new servers
really?
as well were dead. Yes. Maybe it was just sort of an off week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the insult contest wasn't very exciting.
No, the insult contest was a mistake. It was the worst contest.
Catman won. He did a good job.
Yeah, but it was the worst contest. Like the idea is just retarded. Like it's too like vague. It's basically just the propaganda contest, but again.
I guess. But the moments contest didn't go so well either.
The moments contest isn't bad in concept. It's just that there's not enough, like, RFCK is too long. Each episode is really long. So, like, it's hard to look like, for example, I was going to do, like, an animation, like, I was going to animate over vocals, but I couldn't figure out, like, I didn't know how OBS worked back then, and I couldn't figure out how to get the audio, so I didn't do it. But yeah, it's just that, like, it's hard to find, like, if you were to do animations for, like, like the Game Grumps animations where, like, they do animation over, like, the voices and funny parts of, like, Game Grumps. I was gonna do something like that, but, like, each episode is so long that, like, you have to shift through so much to find a good moment that's, like, worthy of being animatable. I feel like that's the main problem with that. Although there was the comic, where, was it fucking Give and Take was asking about the Minecraft.
Yeah, doing the one by Connor.
Yeah, no, that was great. But I feel like having a moments contest for RFCK is not a bad idea in concept. I just think they didn't anticipate that it wasn't going to quite work within the time frame and for what RFCK is as a show.
Yeah. It would probably work out better if they did now with all the streams they've done.
I don't know. And also, like, I feel like a week, like, I want regular contests, but I feel like a week is just a little too short. I feel like it should be like 8 to 10 days.
That'd be hard to schedule for them when they have to do streams every Thursday.
Yeah, true.
Or Wednesday.
It's easier to schedule weekly, but like, I don't know if I'm gonna get a good submission for the current contest, which really sucks because it's such a good idea for a contest. It's just I've been busy with work and I haven't been able to work on much. I'm gonna have to crank out some shit today, because it's tomorrow, like it's Wednesday when they're streaming.
Yeah.
So that's fucked.
Maybe every 2 weeks would be good.
Honestly, I'd be okay if every 2 weeks, if it was consistent. I have a lot of trouble with the fact that it's really, really inconsistent. It's either like it's being done regularly every week, like 2 times, and then there's just a whole month break. Like, I was really pissed about the flag referendum.
I don't think we need to talk about that. I think everyone had the same opinion.
Yeah, it's just like, they did 2 contests, and then like they were gonna wait for fucking RFCK Con, and they just left it on fucking flag referendum. Like, I know you just said everyone has the same opinion, but it's just god fucking damn it. They could have just announced a contest too.
Yeah, they should have.
It was such bullshit. But yeah, let's move on.
Well, now that you're getting a bit angry, let's talk about you, like, being kind of hated in season 1. I never really got that, but it seemed like you weren't just really popular.
I think it was just a meme, really. I don't think people actually hated me. At most, I think Connor was annoyed by, like, the hashtag stay dead meme, because I would just constantly, like, type it and say it out loud in voice calls. Usually, like, yelled at me about it once. But I don't think anybody actually really hated me. I suspected a little bit, but I think it was just a big meme.
You did get spited out of, like, 2 or 3 contests because of the meme?
Yeah. Which would be the other 2? Because we have the Can Man comic.
Yeah.
What would be the... Oh, right. It was with the fashion contest. Which was a great contest.
Yeah.
I don't feel super bad about that, because it makes sense why they chose the things they chose.
Yeah.
But with the what was it called? The one with the Can Man comic?
I think it was Moments 2 maybe or something, but like RFCK Moments.
Like, whatever it's called. Cause Retro deserved a pick. His was really cool.
Yeah, his was really cool.
So I have no problem with Ben picking Retro. It was more when Munchie said it was me, then he fucked off and said it was Gabriel. Now, people have said that that Munchie was just appreciated the the technical side of mine, really liked the ideas of Gabe's, and so he was already going to pick it, but he decided to make a goof, and say he was going to pick mine and not. Like, at first I thought it was just like, oh, he realized it was me, then he fucked off. But I kind of believe that more. That Because even if like people maybe actually hated me in season 1, like some bit, I think the whole anti Levy Jevy thing is just a meme. I think even among like Munchie too.
Yeah. Like at this point, I can't think of anyone who would dislike you at this point. You've
Yeah,
definitely become like a staple of the community.
sick.
And one thing is that you spent pretty much all summer on voice calls and all season 1 on voice calls,
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
yeah. Well, something had to do with that. I wasn't as busy because I don't. With summer, I didn't have school, um, and I didn't. There were some spots where I didn't have a job, so I was able to spend more time interacting with people. I just like talking to people, and like there's an opportunity to talk to people here, and so I would just sit in voice call for like probably like a lot of times it was like an hour before someone joined, but eventually someone would join, and so I was the main person who would start voice calls back then.
And I feel like pretty appreciative of it. It's good to have someone there to be like, oh yeah, if I want to talk, Levy Jevy.
Yeah, I'm glad you feel like that.
So you came up with Slime Corp?
Oh yeah, so like, um, this was the lore contest. So during that, I again like I had like a billion different ideas. I had like so many ideas for like how nega slimes and shit. Like I had the idea that like um there would be like a nega slime like arena. Like basically what it was just like a crater in the middle of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And they would just let loose nega slimes there. But like it had like the tagline like it'd be like, well, occasionally they'll go on a rampage and go outside the crater and like destroy towns, but don't worry about that. That's expected. Like it would just be that they would just let like nega slimes loose in like a bombed out part of the city, basically. Which is a shame I didn't get to pick that. I also wanted to pick like people making a nega like the first nega slime made would just be like in a swimming pool, like just people pouring slime in a swimming pool, which is really I should just draw that now. But with Slime Corp, I just like cyberpunk, uh, and I wanted to make like an '80s. I like that the idea that there's just like an '80s cyberpunk like corporation in New Milwaukee. So that's how I came up with Slime Corp. Now with the design, a lot of people have pointed out that it has like the red like upside down triangle behind it, which looks like the Star of David. The reason I put that there is because just having the triangle wasn't enough. It needed a little more interest, so I put the triangle behind it, and I made it red because it's like a complementary color.
Right. Interesting. And did you come up with the whole Nickelodeon backstory for it?
No, that was entirely Ben and Munchie,
Oh.
which is great. The Nickelodeon battle like background is hilarious, and that's where like Slime Corp is great because it actually took off and people are adding their own lore to it. Aside from me, like the whole Nickelodeon background and the whole the end numbers, how there's like Nate and there's Nevin, like there's like a whole like mysterious like was it 11 members, which is a great idea, and I'm glad like Nate came up with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cool. It was like developing storyline and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Slime Corp was cool and was a good idea.
I should.
Hmm?
Well, I was just thinking, just like I've had ideas to depict like they would create like artificial nega slimes, who were basically just like Evangelions with like fucking like slime wires like all over them and shit, just like these like biomechanical monstrosities that would rampage through the city. Yeah, just there's too many ideas I need to get to.
Mm-hmm. Are you still coming up with ideas regularly for RFCK?
Not as much these days. The sort of inspiration that I get from RFCK has sort of slowed down over the months, especially when season 2 started.
How come?
Well, obviously there's the 3-month hiatus, what I recently found out from Munchie, that it could, like, it shouldn't have been 3 months. Like, they could have done it way sooner, apparently. Which, fuck off with that shit.
Most of the changes were done after the first month.
Seriously though, fuck off with that shit. Having a hiatus, I think, was a good idea, actually. But it should have at most lasted 1.5 months. Because we got closer during that time. And there was some weird, wacky shit with Witchy. But I don't know.
I feel like the perfect time to have ended it was when people started not playing Minecraft anymore.
I think the perfect time would have been around when people just didn't. People stopped doing the gray avatars.
Yeah.
Because by like month, by like the month 2, people just stopped. Like, I stopped doing the gray avatar thing. Like, it was just like, I don't give a shit anymore, guys. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I think it's just that, like, it's been like 6 months since the thing started. And so my brain has sort of, it's thought about it a lot. And my brain it's sort of, I don't know how I would say it's bored with it. It's just that it's normal now.
Mm-hmm.
RFCK is normal, so it doesn't give me that same energy as it once did. Also, I'm just kind of, again, I have the meme of changing my name to Levy Jevy RFCK was a mistake. I also think that, like, season 2 is kind of just like a disappointment, and it's kind of really shitty. It's just as shitty as Endless War. Like, again, RFC, the community is great. I think the community has slowed down a lot because you don't have as much old facts and stuff like that. But, like, the game itself is as shitty as it always was, and it's just not fun to play. Now, you motherfuckers, I mean, like, but Levy, you haven't played Endless War! I fucking have, you bitch. During season 2, after the dojo, I tried to play Endless War. I was killed by Turstworthy. It was really funny. But it just amounted to me just mining, traveling to the food court, traveling back, mining more, trying to build up enough slime so I could kill people. But I didn't know how to kill people, and I would just get killed, and this happened like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, wait a minute. I don't like this. I'm not having fun. Endless War is fundamentally a shitty, not fun game. So I'm not gonna play it anymore. And I have tried to get into Endless War throughout his entire career, the entire time it's been around, like 4 or 5 times. And each time it's the same story. I mine for slime, I get killed, I feel that crushing, like, oh, I don't want to play this anymore. It sucks. Endless War sucks. It's a shit game. Mining is a fundamentally broken mechanic, and it's the main thing you do. It sucks because it sucks to mine. Ben is so attached to this retarded idea that it is a good thing that mining sucks because it's related to the lore. You're supposed to toil. Games are supposed to be fun. If you intentionally add a mechanic that's not fun, you're a shitty game designer. And look, the people who are developing it, Ben and all the other devs, like, I don't know about the other devs, but, like, I'm pretty sure Crack and Ben don't make video games. And so I feel like a lot of the problems, like the crippling flaw of having mining be a shit mechanic or it being the main mechanic that you do, the main thing you do in the game, is such like an amateur move. Um, Having the majority of your game suck ass is not something a good game designer would do. It's not something a game designer would do. And I think that's the main problem with RFCK. It's not being developed by game designers.
Mm-hmm.
It's being developed by armchair game designers. Being developed by a person who doesn't even play the game himself. Every single game developer, when they're developing their game, they're playing it. They're playing their own fucking game. Where's Ben? Where is he playing his game? Play your game! God! This actually pisses me off.
Yeah, back in Season 1, Ben was around a lot more, and he might not have been playing the game as much, but he's definitely seeing the game being played.
No, like, it was great when, like, because occasionally he would join voice calls, and talk. But the problem is, like, it's the opposite now. Now Ben's in voice calls, and it's great. Now people like Ben more. Munchie more, because it's like the reverse of what Season 1 was. But I think the problem is that the lunchrooms are too big now. And so whenever anyone, either Ben or Munchie joins, there's a ton of people in it. But, like, Munchie is able to herd the sheep. He can get people to settle down, and he's able to engage with them. But Ben can't do that. When there's too many people, he just sort of shuts down, doesn't talk much. He doesn't know how to herd the sheep when there's too many of them, like, just scrambling around trying to talk to him.
How do you think they should, like, go from here with the game? Or should they get rid of the game altogether?
No, Endless War, the one thing it's good for is that it keeps people active in the Discord. Even in its shitty, like, just destroyed state, fundamentally broken and designed to be that way, it keeps people engaged with the Discord and it keeps the community alive.
And that's the most important thing to you, having this community?
The community is the most important aspect. And Endless War is a good way of keeping people engaged with the community. So that's my 2 cents on it. However, I also have, from talking to Ben, talking to Munchie in voice calls a few times in lunchroom, I feel like there's a lot of animosity between, especially like Ben, like the developers and the players. I feel like it's gonna get worse, and it might blow up. What needs to happen is that the devs need to have actual communication with the players. Like, healthy communication. I don't know how. I don't know what plans to put in place to make this happen. But it needs to happen. Because, again, this may be a weird, like illusion that I have in my brain, like, not even real. But I feel like there's an unhealthy relationship between the players and the devs. And that it's only going to get worse.
What do you think would get back your enthusiasm for the server and for making, like, ideas and all that? Or is there anything that could do that?
So I think maybe I might have to, like, take a break and recollect. But mainly, the main problem is just me and the fact that I've been exposed to it, like, 6 months. And so, again, like I said, maybe I'm just bored with it. It just doesn't give me the same spark it used to. I think a lot of it has to do with me as a person. I'm not sure how to deal with it. Or if I can. I don't know. Maybe it was going to be the Subspace Emissary episode that they recorded on a 4 GB hard drive and it corrupted itself. Oh my god, it's the worst thing that can happen!
Yeah, that was very sad to hear about. I was tearing up walking to college this morning.
So, I actually read about it first in the Rowdy Rough House. I didn't read about it in lunchroom. But I was thinking, well, okay, maybe like they could get it from the original hard drive. Then I read that it was on a 4 GB hard drive and it was like 29 GB, so it corrupted itself. So there's no way to get it back. There's no, like, I thought maybe like the file he was working on, like editing in Audacity, messed up. But no, it's all gone forever. The worst thing that can happen.
Yeah, pretty much. Well,
hey, remember like Slime Fest and Mega Slimes? Remember when Mega Slimes were cool?
yeah.
I remember it. Hey, they fixed the Yu-Gi-Oh numbers. Like, they're not as bad. Like, they're a little higher than I would like, but thank God they actually did something about it. Cause fuck Yu-Gi-Oh numbers. I made a song about
A
it.
really good song.
Yeah, apparently you like it a lot.
I can play for like the outro music.
Oh, that would be sick as fuck.
Yeah. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't know. I think I've screamed about most everything. I feel in my heart that there's more to talk about. But I can't think of it right now. Maybe we could have like a part 2.
Yep. If we have anything to talk about in part 2, we can do that.
Yeah, I think this is mainly just me screaming at Ben the episode.
At least 10 minutes of that.
Yeah. I'm satisfied. You want to end it now?
Okay, cool. Do you want to plug your Twitter and anything? Or I don't care.
It's just look up Levy_Jevy Twitter. Just follow my Twitter. I need followers. I need to get good as an artist. Hey guys, I haven't posted a drawing in a while. But yeah, go to my Twitter right now. Put it in the links. Look in the links below for my Twitter.
Okay, well, thanks Levy Jevy for coming. Maybe see you again soon.
Yeah, it was great talking with ya. See you later. Bagayo gozaimasu.
Goodbye.